God damn, Grandma. Welcome back to the channel, folks. I hope you've had a nice weekend. This is possibly a groundbreaking moment, especially for anybody who is really into these repegs and these different plans and these different routes. Now, from where I'm sitting, we've paid out $40,000 to people who couldn't even bring something like this forward, right? With all of the ins, the outs, and a simple way to just get it done and do it on chain, right? Instead of just trying to outreach to the most furthest goal we can pertain to, which would obviously be CXs, right? And honestly, CXs, in my opinion, that they will come once we've got a repeg in place. Then they'll say to themselves, well, let's get this on the CX. Let's find out how we can earn from this. And that's how CEXs jump on things. This one, there's no real way to break this down in a common sort of way, because this is really simple for what it includes and what it can do. So the best thing I can realistically do here is just read through it for you folks and then give you my opinion at the end as to what I really think about it and is this a good idea, so to speak. Something I like about this is Defunct's been around for a while and I've never seen him ask, or her or the person, stop digging a hole. I've never seen them ask for money for anything, and yeah, it's just really interesting. And Frag is a co-signer on this, which is even better to see. So the summary of this is to safely re-enable the market module by making the following changes. Set the spread fee to 98%, thereby effectively pegging USTC at 2 cents, and then incrementally peg it to 3 cents, 4 cents, and so on. And they'll do this by reducing the spread fee incrementally to 97%, 96%, and so on. They'll burn 100% of the spread fee instead of sending it to the Oracle pool, with the option of splitting a portion of the spread fee to the Oracle pool in the future. That's really good, leaves both options open, doesn't burn any bridges. Limit the virtual liquidity base pool size and increase the recovery rate such that the rate burn exceeds the rate of recovery of the base pool liquidity. Hard cap LUNC and USTC max supply. So the motivation for this is, when LUNC bank run and USTC depeg happened more than a year ago, 3 things were disabled: staking, IBC, and market module. Since then, IBCs have been re-enabled, but the market module has not. Obviously, staking has been re-enabled also. Re-enabled, the market module carries both rewards as well as risks, and these are outlined below. So the potential rewards are clearly a potential repegging of USTC, which is totally bullish from any perspective that you look at it, to be quite honest, especially going in cents, because you can make a lot of money throughout that. So this would bring a lot of utility back to the chain just because of the simple fact we'd have a stable coin in the cosmos. This is substantial, to say the least. Earning revenue through spread fees for LUNC to USTC swaps, which are distributed through Oracle rewards to validators and delegates. Risks. And this is really important: unwanted minting of LUNC and USTC. So in order to maximize the rewards and minimize the risks, I propose to safely re-enable the market module by making the following changes. And as you can see, we've kind of gone through these changes at the top here in summary, so I'm not going to dive into these too much. You can come in and do your own research sort of thing, but there are risks with this, but they can be minimized. And something to take note of is here. So while 98% of the risk is mitigated with 0.2, which is this one here, there still exists a 2% risk of minting. This can be further reduced by limiting the virtual liquidity pool base size and increasing the rate of replenishment to a point where the rate of burning will outdo the rate of replenishment. So this is probably something you're going to need to monitor quite closely, right? You're going to need to turn it on and off appropriately. These max caps on the mint, so important. And as time goes on, you're going to want to reduce that. So as you've burnt through more and you're reducing the supply more, you set the bars lower and lower and lower to keep crunching the supply. Now, this is very, very good and it looks good off of the bat. And with everything, there's risks with everything. And ultimately, you cannot do this repeg without minting coins, because the way the system works is on a mint to burn situation. So there was always minting and burning involved previously. And I think that's something we're going to have to come to accept. And we'll start to understand this thing a lot better once it's implemented, it's in place, and you can use it, you can do the swaps, and you can see it in proof of work. But this is so important that people pay attention to the amount of work that is going on behind the scenes at the moment. There's just so many great ideas and so many great people with this unified mind approach that is really setting us aside at the moment and putting us back into a position where we're more like we were when we originally came around as a community. And we were very, very trusting in the efforts that were being made and the teams that were working away. And it was all on a volunteer basis, right? And, you know, up until the point of the $150,000 palaver, it was smooth sailing for most of it, So let's take a look at point 2. So minting 98% of LUNC in the Oracle pool is counterproductive to the community's efforts of burning LUNC. So instead of the spread fee minting in the Oracle pool, I propose diverting the spread fee to the burn module instead of the Oracle pool, thereby mitigating 98% of the risks highlighted above. Also a very important point, and the reason why is everybody needs to understand it's the market module was the tool that did the hyperminting. That was the specific tool that did it. Now, what's being said here about IBCs being brought back online? I mean, these things are full flow and you can get your hooks online. You can do all of these different things with IBCs, and we're really not tapping into it. And honestly, over the next weeks, months ahead, I believe we are going to be tapping into this sort of energy moving forward and utilizing it as best as we can as a Cosmos chains, because that's what the Cosmos is all about. It's about being part of this huge working decentralized system that all has very similar technology, and it can all be interlinked through IBC communications, this new alliance system that's coming out. There's so much good stuff going on for our chain, and I think we're going to surprise a lot of people. And for me, right, I'm kind of sick of USTC repegs for the simple idea that they normally they're just ideas and they never go any further than ideas. This is literally a proposal to turn back on the market module, I guess, within the amount of time it takes for people to give feedback on this, to go up as a proposal, and it gets turned back on and you start to see those changes happening. It could happen very fast from where we're all sitting, where we're doing this video right now. For me, this is so bullish. I mean, this is so bullish. The fact that Frag's on here, and, you know, I'm in deep connections with people like Frag, and their minds are honestly, the way they look at technology, the way they do all of these different things, it's insane. And it's about time minds like that got time to thrive and to actually spread their wings out and start to put things forward. And, you know, there's so many different issues, and this is kind of one of them at the moment, which is in here. You can see that they're not wanting to send stuff to the Oracle rewards pool, but ultimately the Oracle rewards pool does need replenishing at some point. This idea of becoming net green, right? But one thing that I consistently see, right, is people that make mountains out of molehills, and they've got no way, no means or anything to fix it. You know, they've got no solutions at hand to try and fix this problem. It's just simply making a mountain out of a molehill, causing a load of drama, and then going, oh, you know, we could do this or we could do that, and then not ever doing it. It just, you know, it doesn't add up to me at this point as to what people are kind of getting at when they're poking and prodding at things, but anybody can come onto this chain and put a proposal up. Anybody can work. I think the difference is a lot of people just want money out of this chain. It's not about the journey. It's not about the technology for them. It's simply about how can I easily get a paycheck out of this with little to no repercussions and barely any work being done. And we've seen this happen time and time and time again. It's not like Defunct's been paid $40,000 to come up with this pretty awesome idea, to be quite honest. And, you know, I'm not interested in all of the different ins and outs and, you know, all of the when people start getting heavily technical with things, it's like we're moving towards this goal, aren't we, right, of the other 98% of the populace getting involved in crypto and coming up with real technical descriptions and explanations of everything. I think at this point, we just want to go, okay, this is the problem. Okay, this is the solution. Okay, and this is what it's going to do. Okay, let's implement it. Cool, wicked. Did it work? Didn't it work? Take data, do what Elon Musk does, fire a rocket up into the air. If it blows up, great, good test data. If it doesn't blow up, great, even better test data. Now, for myself, right, there's a lot going on behind the scenes, and honestly, I'm so happy the way that everything's going right now, and it's like a weight off of this whole blockchain shoulders, because what you can do as a community now, and what other people should start to do now, instead of trying to replicate this sort of idea of gaining control over different things, like, we need people to actually build. And I totally get, like, with all the burning and all of the different things, right? But if you look at something like Lunatic's token, right, they came around, they burnt for a little bit, they left, and now they're trying to re-enter. And for me, right, what I want to see is people build, stay around, and not disappear, and not have these sort of like ins and outs where they come and they go. And it's all down to building into the blockchain and backfeeding everything into the blockchain. So ultimately, right, if the chain dies, everything you built dies. If the chain prospers, everything you built prospers. And that is realistically how it should be. Difference is, a lot of people like to put their fingers in loads of different pies and hopefully they make it somewhere. We're not about that life here. What we're about is bringing this blockchain to a way better place than it's ever been before, and actually going on these really great journeys of discovery. And, we possibly could be the solution to a lot of different things in the cosmos, right? And restoring trust, honor, and respect. And as much as it's going to make a lot of people angry, and there's going to be so many people that won't want to see this happen, for the simple fact that this was a crash chain, right? If all of those people had just held until now, right? If they had just held until sort of like we got things fixed, everything, they would have more or less been made green again, right? Everything would have been made equal. But I think the biggest issue is there's a lot of friction, because a lot of these people were moved to another chain. They were told that this chain could not be fixed, and it's against everything that they were told, taught, and what they know. But at this point, what I see is two communities, two coins that are removing the walls, they're removing the friction, the barriers and everything, and things are pushing ahead. This is a really exciting time, especially to see this coming forward. I'm hopeful that we could possibly get a podcast with these people. We could get them on to explain this just a little bit more, and see where it goes from there. But folks, I'll leave a link to all of this in the description. Go through it, do your own research. I cover things to a certain extent here because I want you to go and do your own research. I want you to have my perspective. I want you to stay updated, but most importantly, I want you to go and educate yourselves. This is so important. Folks, stay safe, stay humble, stay aware. And as always, I'll catch you in the next one.